This is the pregame show. Your early morning shot of sports on 95.7 The Game. Come on!
That's right. If you've been praying for the Dubs to make a run, well, what do you call this? 5 in a row now for Golden State as they take care of business at Chase Center last night. 104-100, the final, as the Warriors have now won their 5th straight, improved to 41-34, back to 500 at home, defeating the Dallas Mavericks, who again just clipped the 100-point marker. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the pregame show. Joe Spadoni. You got me for the next hour, and we'll be talking Dubs. We'll be talking Giants. They took another L to the Dodgers. The Dodgers. I gave myself a 4 for that one. That was pretty good. Robbie Manfred. Bullpen game for them, but the Dodgers got Murderer's Row up there. Mookie Betts, man. Oh, my God. It's just sickening. It really is the Monstars over there.
They don't deserve him.
Shohei Ohtani hasn't even been that great yet. This is Shohei. Oh, by the way, next year he'll start pitching again too. So there's that. By the way, the whole gambling thing just swept under the rug. I haven't even heard a peep about that now.
Oh yeah, who saw that coming?
Yeah, interesting.
What were the odds on that?
The price is right. The price is right. That's all I got to say about that.
Welcome to Rob Manfred's MLB.
Don't
Everything's made up and crimes don't matter.
Don't get me started on him, sir. All right? I'm feeling good because the Warriors won, Sammy. I'm not focusing on that loss. Andrew Wiggins? Is he back?
Shot clock's already down to 9. They got to go. Pajemski drives in, throws the corner to Wiggins. He'll drive by Doncic, floats one up and scores with 32.2 to go. It's a 7-point Warrior lead, and now Jason Kidd has no choice. He has to call a timeout. 23 points for Andrew Wiggins. And a clutch basket there with the clock winding down.
Andrew Wiggins, ladies and gentlemen, putting the icing on the cake for Golden State. You can copyright that if you want. That was a strength in numbers win. That was a prototypical Golden State Warriors win for a team that has been anything but prototypical. In fact, they've been kind of what Andrew Wiggins has been this year. Inconsistent. Stephen Curry did not have his best performance. Klay Thompson did not have his best shooting performance. And maybe I should say that for Steph as well. Shooting. Because those assist numbers were up. Andrew Wiggins attacking on both ends of the floor. Team high 23 in points there. Oh, and Draymond Green with the block of the year thus far.
Doncic penetrates over to Irving, puts it on the deck to the paint, finds Gafford, goes in, blocked by Draymond, ripped the ball away, saved it to Thompson. What a play by Draymond! Curry will come up the floor. Draymond Green with his block of the year.
See? I knew it, Timmy. That's Tim Roy, by the way, my friend. And yours on 95.7 The Game, your home for Golden State Warriors. On the call last night, 888-957-9570. That's the number to call or text, the Xfinity mobile text line. You can also hit me up on YouTube. Search 95.7 The Game. Like and subscribe there. We're streaming on Twitch and YouTube Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. through 7 p.m. And then when there's Warriors games in, you'll get us a little late. You'll get a little late night Grandy like you did last night. Or a late night Giddings. The 2 Gs. How about that? If they haven't had a podcast yet, start that one up. So you get us. You get these beautiful faces at 5 a.m. Not a lick of sleep. But you know what? After a win like that, who needs sleep? Are you starting to feel it now, Warriors fans? You know, Steiny asked the question a couple days, and we've been talking about it. Where's the hunger? Where's the passion for this team after winning 4 in a row, going 5-1 on that road trip, feeling good, and then now you beat a red-hot Dallas Mavericks team, albeit a tired Dallas team coming off a long road trip. Mike Batsick. I always say Bassick, but I think it's Baksick. former MLB pitcher, now host for 105.3 The Fan out in Dallas, our sister station, our Odyssey station over there, came on yesterday and had some interesting thoughts in regards to Stephen Curry, his future in the Golden State Warriors. But he mentioned that this is a game the Warriors should win and that the Dallas Mavericks probably wouldn't, but would show some fight. And that they did. I mean, anytime you got Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, and they were explosive last night. Luka and Kyrie, that tandem is going to have a lot of problems for a lot of defenses come playoff time. Or one defense if they don't get out of the first round. But as it stands today, the Western Conference looks like this. The Warriors now 3 games ahead of the Houston Rockets. See you later, Houston. Bye-bye. It was a cute story. Terry Eason.
Warriors, come out to play! Warriors, come out to play! Yeah, it's like that.
What did I do wrong?
You got the Sterling and Nick Friedel special there. Terry Eason. Night, night. See you later. Houston, we have a problem. They lose to the Minnesota Timberwolves last night. They're essentially 4 games behind the Golden State Warriors now, who have the season series advantage of them. So don't even have to worry about that. You will be in the play-in now. Lock it up. That's a lock right there. Warriors will be a play-in team. Now with this 5-game winning streak, what could they be? I'm not going to say what should they be, but what could they realistically be looking at as far as a run goes right now? Because I think this is the start of a run for them. Now, is that run going to end in the play-in? Is it going to end in the first round? I'm not sure. But are you starting to get a little more optimistic about this team and their chances with every win? Because it's one thing to beat a Hornets team. They stink. The Spurs, they're quiet quitting in the workplace, other than Victor Wembanyama. He's showing up. Do you see what he did yesterday to Nikola Jokic? God, that was a sick game. You kind of saw a little bit of the future right there of them battling each other and the size and athleticism of one guy compared to the size of another. And I shouldn't say that because Jokic's athletic prowess is just different than Wembanyama's. They're just different players. But watching Wemby just block him like it was nothing and then just take it all to the other side and just be filthy with his handles at 7 foot bajillion feet tall. Outrageous. Some of the young players in this game, maybe I was wrong for questioning the future of this league because might just be in great hands. Or just one hand because Victor Wembanyama's is like 5 of my hands put together. But how are we feeling on the Xfinity mobile text line? 888-957-9570. 430 on the Xfinity mobile text line. Once Kuminga is back, the Dubs are making a deep playoff run. Well, Kuminga will be back tomorrow out in Houston, H-Town. Knee tendonitis. Looks like he got the all clear to go, cleared to play. Shout out Doc Pondia. From Rick Celebrini, the head athletic trainer for the Golden State Warriors. So the knee tendonitis looks like they took a couple games off. You know, he hasn't had this sort of load to deal with before when it comes to load management and stuff like that. That's usually reserved for the older players. But no, it could be happening for younger players as well. In this case, Jonathan Kuminga, who's been asked to do a lot this year and has been a baller in the last few months for this team. And for them to win without him, I don't think it is an indictment on Kuminga at all. I think that goes to show everyone stepping up in his absence. Again, look at the box score last night. That's all you need to do. Draymond, double-digit scoring. Andrew Wiggins, 23. Curry, 13, but 7 assists. Getting others involved. Klay Thompson, 14. You know what? 5 of 14 overall. I just needed some scoring. He gave me a little bit of that. Then off the bench, CP3, They needed every bit of that scoring last night. 14 for him, 5 assists. And then Moses Moody. Yeah, Moses Moody, who had the quote about, staying on the boat during a storm. All that. Shakespearean. He came to play. And Brandon Pajemski, whose scoring has declined rapidly here, kind of hit that rookie wall. But you cannot tell me his youthful exuberance and his explosion is not infectious at times. 10 boards. I mean, he's what, 6'3"? How tall is Pajemski? Can't be that tall. But he's skying up there. He's 6'4". Actually taller than I thought. On the court, he looks smaller. But even then, 6'4", and getting double-digit rebounds, that's massive for this team in second chance opportunities and second chance scoring. And then even get to the free throw line. Both teams. It was a very tight whistle throughout. But the Warriors, just a little bit better when it came to shooting the three ball. 15 to 32, more efficient there. The Mavericks, they were chucking it. I mean, Luka Doncic taking 11 of them, 5 of 11. Kyrie, 4 of 8. They were hitting. PJ Washington, he had a great game. Outside of that, it is a solid game from Daniel Gafford, but Dante Exum, who's been kind of the X Factor guy, X Factor, and he just gets right into himself, did not have his greatest game. Only 3 points from him, 21 minutes off the bench. Tim Hardaway Jr., only 7 points for him. So you held the others in check for the most part, and I could live with that if I'm a Warriors fan. I could live with Kyrie and Luka. Now, you can't live like that every night. I mean, there was a 10-0 run and there was a 13-0 run, so it was a game of runs, if you will. Shout out White Castle and Taco Bell late night. Game of runs. But ultimately, the Warriors were the ones to make the winning plays. And it was Andrew Bleepin Wiggins. Yeah, Andrew Wiggins, the guy who's been on a milk carton for most of this year, showed up in a big game. Maybe it's just the Dallas Mavericks uniform. I don't know what it is. Seeing Luka Doncic. Do they got some sort of beef? I don't know. Luka brings out the best in Andrew Wiggins. I just go back to that championship run, and Wiggins had the Luka assignment for most of that series. And that is not an easy assignment. I mean, hell, watching last night, I know I said Anthony Edwards, future face of the league, and maybe it's going to be Luka Doncic sooner rather than later. He's special. I said he's going to be a better player than James Harden. I think their games are similar. I do think that Luka as a passer, though, far superior. I think he looks to get others involved. I think we peg him down as this isolation-only guy in offense. And while that may be true at times, guy had 11 assists last night. And give me a willing passer on the team and getting others involved, getting a guy like Kyrie Irving involved. It's good to see Kyrie Irving healthy, by the way, because I feel like I've missed Kyrie Irving for like 5 years now. I haven't seen this guy. I mean, he was in the Celtics uniform, he was in a Nets uniform, and then it's all just, I feel like he's been a blur of a player, and not in a good way. But to see him healthy this year, and see the Mavericks playing as well as they have had, 7 in a row, and to snap that, it's a hell of a win for the Golden State Warriors. And now it springboards you against a down on their luck now, because the luck seemed to have run out for Houston. The Rockets, they're done. They're cooked. Rockets exploded. Tried to do a crash landing. Failed. Sorry, Dylan. Sorry, Freddie VanVleet. Sorry, reigning Western Conference head coach of the month, Ime Udoka. It's over. So now you can stop worrying about the play-in and start setting your sights on something bigger. And what is that for the Warriors right now? Are we still in first round mode? Or is it at least just get out of the first round? I think that's where most fans, during this little mini run that they're going on right now, little 5-game winning streak, now they got some breathing room. Can you look higher? And I think you can start looking at the Lakers now and jumping over them. With the win last night and the loss of the Houston Rockets, you don't have to worry about them. Now you look forward in the schedule. And you take on the Los Angeles Lakers next Tuesday in LA at Crypto.com Arena. It's going to be massive implications there. Lakers, they won again last night. Both these teams are 7-3 in their last 10. Lakers have won 2 in a row, and they're taking on the Washington Wizards tonight to wrap up their road trip. I would expect LeBron James to play. It is the back end of a back-to-back, but he didn't play damn near the entire fourth quarter because they destroyed the Toronto Raptors yesterday, who are, again, a bad team. Let's look at their schedule coming up for Los Angeles. You take on the Cavs Saturday. I already mentioned the Wizards tomorrow. So they're back at home Saturday. Then they got the T-Wolves on Sunday. That's the back end of a back-to-back. And then Lakers, Warriors Tuesday before heading out on the road for the last 2 games. Next Friday in Memphis, not very good. And then Sunday against New Orleans. Next Sunday, again, that's going to be at 12:30 when all these teams, I think the Warriors taking on the Jazz that day. And who knows, the Pelicans may have something to play for because as we look at, again, the Western Conference standings, Pelicans are right there at that 6th spot. They're tied right now with the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the Mavericks have the upper hand with the head-to-head matchups this year, winning those. So the Mavericks are currently the 5th spot. But the Pelicans are right there. And the difference between the Mavericks and the Pelicans being that 5-6 spot, the difference there, it's huge. Because either you play the Clippers at the 4th spot, and I'd much rather face the Clippers than any of those top 3 teams. I'll tell you that right now. I don't think much of Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden, and whenever and if Russell Westbrook comes back. I know what they are come playoff time, and they come up short. But those top 3 teams, they scare me. And I think they could give me a much tougher matchup. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Nuggets, who are number 1 seed, followed by the Timberwolves and the Thunder at the 2nd and 3rd, respectively. So the Pelicans will be playing for something. Don't get it twisted. And they still aren't even out of the play-in technically yet either. Because the Kings are right behind them. They're 44-31. They've won 2 in a row. So they're only a game back of the 6th spot. Then you got the Suns and then again, the Lakers. There is so much to play for here in the Western Conference. And this is what the play-in and Adam Silver and the league had in mind for it. The play-in has given hope to Warriors fans, Lakers fans, Suns fans, everyone. Because if it was still just the top 8, Warriors would be 3 back of the Suns right now. And it'd be looking like, I don't think we're going to make that up. Even the Lakers, a game and a half back, I don't know about that. It's still a lot with whatever 7-8 games would play. So strap yourselves in, folks. It's going to be a bumpy ride the next 2 weeks. But for now, enjoy the win, a huge win, and a sigh of relief that it isn't a total disaster. A total disaster of a season would not even be making the play-in. Now, you could lose to the Lakers or the Suns or whoever in the play-in and get bounced, and it would still hurt. But the embarrassment of not even giving your team a chance in the tournament would have been a gut punch, a kick in the nuts, something you don't recover from. Something that even calls for more drastic changes potentially. And not saying that a loss in the play-in still won't come with big changes potentially, but not making it at all. Oh my God, it would have been embarrassing. It would have been. After everything this team has been through this year, and there's been a lot on and off the court, a lot of emotion involved, to not even make the play-in would have been devastating. But you can forget about that now. Here's the head coach breaking down that huge win against the Dallas Mavericks.
Just the level of competition was fantastic. You know, we stuck with it through all those bad spells that you talked about. But, you know, it was our defense that got us a win. I mean, holding those guys to 100 points is pretty difficult. I thought Wiggs was brilliant. You know, he just he put in so much effort just trying to make Luka work. I mean, Luka was amazing as he always is, but, you know, that effort really set a tone. And I liked the stretch at the end of the third. I thought Chris Paul came in and really changed the game game for us with that flurry at the end of the third, and that gave us the lead going into the fourth, and that was an important stretch.
888-957-9570. Your confidence level in this team right now is what? 888-957-9570. I am confident in this team being able to get to a first-round series. If it was right now, if it was Lakers, Warriors, I don't care where it was, but I guess in this scenario it does. Let's say the Warriors catch the Lakers, and they're in the 9th spot, and the Lakers are coming to Chase Center for a one-game playoff. I like the Warriors' chances there. I don't think that is a popular take. I understand the head-to-head matchups between these squads over the years has not favored the Golden State Warriors. The Lakers present problems, specifically two of them when it comes to LeBron James and Anthony Davis and their size, coupled with D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves when he is on, his offensive game at least. And don't get me started on Scam Reddish and Taurean Prince, not those guys. Not even close. But they present problems nonetheless. And they're getting some depth back as well. Gabe Vincent, he's returned. Is Jared Vanderbilt going to be returning? He was massive in the playoff run last year for the Lakers. Without him, their defense isn't as good. Spencer Dinwiddie, with the addition of him, he's been playing well for that team. All that being said, you're getting Jonathan Kuminga back, and the Warriors are healthy. And I say healthy kind of in quotations because no one's really truly healthy at this point of the season. But the injury report isn't stacking up left and right. You see knee soreness. Everyone's got knee soreness. I've got knee soreness getting out of bed this morning. Yeah, I passed out my jeans last night too. I was just so damn tired. That's the one thing about waking up as early as I do and talking to you lovely people. And I'm speaking to the graveyard people, so they understand it. The inability to watch the games at times is tough. You have to record it and then have to watch it early morning, stuff like that. But I was able to watch it last night. And usually ends around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Then you got the Giants, Dodgers. I watch a little bit of that, but I'm not going to force myself to watch all that baseball. Giants fake comeback. Nothing worse than a fake comeback when you're trying to go to sleep too. And they keep you up all night, especially in like extra innings. It's like, what did I just waste all that time for? It's a 12th, 13th, and now there's the ghost runner. So it doesn't happen as often, which I think people are low-key happy about in sports talk radio because there'd be some games, especially here in the Bay Area. I recall just A's Yankees going like 18 or 19 innings. Remember that? Who was it? Nate Fryman, who had a walk-off over Mariano Rivera. How about that name? Now that's a name you haven't heard in quite some time.
Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time.
Obi-Wan Kenobi there. Don't ask Bonte who that is. We'll get upset. Bonte's getting upset. That was my George Bonte. George Costanza and Bonte Hill. More in common than you think. And Joe Shasky. As far as Seinfeld characters go, I think George is probably the most comparable to the hosts at this station. Steiny particularly. I mean, I know people compare him to Larry David, but George Costanza, I think he is the embodiment of a lot of the hosts here. By the way, Jason Alexander, the actor for that, never won an Emmy for that role. I believe Elaine, Kramer, and Jerry, all those characters won those actors and actress an Emmy. Jason Alexander never won one. That's a kind of a crime, if you ask me. One of the greatest television characters of all time. Before we hit the break, let's go out to my guy Oreo Cookie out in Oaktown. God, I can go for an Oreo cookie right now. What's going on, Oreo? You're on the pregame show.
Hey, good morning, brother. How you doing, man?
Oh, just living the life.
That's right. Yeah, man, I wanted to talk about our bench scoring, man. Our benches are going to keep us in the games. We're outscoring the other opponent's benches. And last night, we closed them out. Clutch players made clutch plays, and that was our championship caliber. I think strength in numbers is back, and once Kuminga comes back, our bench is going to get even better. Shout out to Chris Paul.
No, that's a fact. Oreo, what are your expectations for this squad? What would be a successful season still? They've won 5 in a row. You don't have to worry about the play-in. They're essentially 4 games up on the Houston Rockets now. Houston taking a loss yesterday. What are you feeling for this squad, man?
Yeah. I mean, the way our year has been going, you don't expect a lot. But with, like I said, the caliber of the players that we have, Draymond is doing his best right now. I would say conference championship.
That's like the high end for you? If they can get to the conference championship? Okay, fair enough. That's Oreo Cookie out in Oakland. If they could just get to the 3rd round of the playoffs, people would be happy about that. I think if you just get through a first-round series, with how the season's gone on. Now, if that happens, though, if the Warriors get through the first-round series, I know how this goes. You get through the first round, then you think you can win anything. And you know what? Once they're in there, and however the bracket shakes out, maybe that's the case. But can you get to a first-round series? Get there first and see what happens. And it's easier to get to the first-round series if you get home court advantage in the first play-in, and it's easier to get even there if you don't have to worry about 2 play-in games. Can you get into the 7-8 matchup? We'll discuss that on the other side. 888-957-9570. Warriors win 104-100 over the Dallas Mavericks. Warriors improved to 19-19 at home, 41-34 overall on the season. They are currently the 10th spot and have a 3 games lead over the Houston Rockets. 888-957-9570. More of your calls, more of your text. On the other side, on the pregame show, Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds.
95.7 The Game.
Next question.
The Lakers. Feeling good on a Wednesday morning, on a hump day. Pregame show, Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game. Why not a little Drake to get your day started? Warriors, 104. Dallas Mavericks, 100. 5 in a row for the Dubs. Can they climb over and finally get to over 500 at home this season? We'll see. But for now, enjoy the win. Enjoy the vibes. You're getting Jonathan Kuminga back, hopefully tomorrow, as Anthony Slater, our 95.7 The Game Warriors insider, reported yesterday on X. Follow me on X, at Spadoni_Joe. I would love a follow. I'm shameless about it. Just keep. I want to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, at the least. Come on, guys. Give me a follow. You can have horrible sports takes and jokes. Is that what X is all about? None of that political crap. Miss me. You will get porn bots in your responses. I know that. It's basically all it gets. Oh, someone liked it. Oh, it was... Oh, NUDES. Oh. Yeah. It happens. Shout out Elon. There you go. This is just his app, I guess. Oh, we're not going to get into that either. I'm not bringing that guy up. I did. Moving past it. 888-957-9570. Good morning to all you lovely people. Just getting off work and ready for work. It's going to get colder. It's going to rain again this week. Great. Can't wait for that. But the Golden State Warriors and your mindset with this team right now, Warriors fans, is what? I can't seem to... I don't know. How about that? I think we're too afraid to say I don't know in today's society. And a lot of the times we're forced to have a take about a team and about something. What are your thoughts on this? I don't know. And I know we also make fun of like Steiny for that because we put him on the spot. It's like, I think they both got great points. I kind of feel like that about the Warriors right now. I don't know what to make of them. Because on one hand, I see them taking on a team like Dallas, who again, thank you, Goo. That's kind of how I feel. On one hand, I see them playing a Dallas Mavericks team that is tired. It's a long road trip for them. But that's still Luka and Kyrie. And it was a primetime game on TNT. And they won it. That was the hottest team in the league, and they beat them. And that is a Western Conference contender. Now, if you think they're a legit contender or not, I don't care. They're a contender right now. They're the 5th seed. Yes, they beat the Hornets. Yes, they beat the Spurs. They're not very good, but they beat the Magic, who couldn't hit water if they fell out of a freaking boat in the middle of Lake Minnetonka. But they're still a good team. And you beat the Heat, albeit not without a lot of their good players. No Hero, no Butler, no Kevin Love. He's old. Yeah. But what do you make of this team right now, Warriors fans? Because I'm trying to figure out their ceiling. What is the ceiling of this season right now looking like? I know we still have 6 games to go. Check that. 7 games to go now for the Golden State Warriors. If they can get into the 7-8 spot, I'd feel better about their chances getting through and potentially winning a first-round series. Now, you got to look at the matchup, but as it stands right now, just looking at the top contenders on who you could face, it's looking like it's either going to be the Timberwolves, Nuggets, or Thunder. I would not like to play the Nuggets, but if, again, we were getting this conversation on the Morning Roast, and Bonte and Chasky, I don't think they were picking up what I was putting down. But I would much rather see the Nuggets in round 1 than in round 3. Because if you take care of business against the Nuggets in the first round, then I like your chances against anyone in the West. That's the one team that is a tier above everyone else. And if you take off their crown early, that puts the rest of the Western Conference on notice like, oh, damn, I think the Warriors are back. If you take out that team, Timberwolves, Thunder, they're young. They could be had. I would not be shocked if they lost to a team like the Suns, the Lakers, or the Warriors in a first-round matchup. More so the Thunder than the Timberwolves, because I do think the Timberwolves have action even without Karl Anthony Towns. Thunder have first-round upset written all over them. But you know what? They're young. They're dumb. They don't know any better. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Real quick, before we hit the break here, Charlie is out in Rhode Island. Hey, my wife was just in Rhode Island, out in Providence. What's going on, Charlie? You're on the pregame show, Joe Spadoni.
No, not bad. How you doing?
Good, man. How's the weather out there in Rhode Island? It was chilly recently, wasn't it? It still is?
It's still kind of chilly, a bit rainy too.
Yeah, there you go. It's about to rain here too, but you know what? I'll have 50 degrees over 30 any day.
All right, let me go into it real quick. I was going to say, I look at the Warriors right now, and I want to say I would like to believe we're looking up rather than looking downwards. Because I'm low-key looking at the standings, and I'm like, we're 3 games out to catch the 7th and 6th. But then my points today is actually like I wanted to give a shout-out to Draymond and Andrew Wiggins. They both had a torrid year, and we all know when they get things right, we click right. And I know they've been getting a lot of stick. This call was just to say thank you and shout out to you guys for trying to turn things around. My last point will be actually to the fans. We're actually so quick to call out players and when they're not doing right. But the Chase Center has something about it. When the opposing teams are going on the run, you could literally hear a pin drop. And I'm wondering, where are the home fans right there at the Chase Center? Kind of like the Oracle. You could hear the fans every time ready to rally the team and all that. But the Chase Center, please do more. If you're in there, if the Warriors are going to win, they need their home fans. They need the fans to support. So please let's rally and support the team when you're there. Like yesterday, I was watching it, and I'm like, it's about to start a game. The Dallas are going on a 20-0 run, and I'm waiting for the fans to just be like defense or something, just like rally these troops. So that would be my point for today. Thank you, and go Warriors.
Thanks, Charlie. That's Charlie out in Rhode Island, 888-957-9570. Again, we're national here. Coast to coast. We're international as well. Shout out Thailand. Shout out Australia. Shout out my guy Vic out in the Netherlands. Some call it Holland. We got callers from Chile calling into the morning roast. Download that Odyssey app, favorite 95.7 The Game. Take us wherever. And you can also find us on YouTube. Download that app as well, now that we're here. And that's all powered by First NorCal Credit Union. All right. A lot there from Charlie. I'll take it piece by piece. I'll finish, or I guess I'll start where he finished. The fans. When the opposing team's making a run, he can hear a pin drop. Well, that's most places. That's going to be like that in LA. It's going to be like that in New York. It's going to be like that in Philly. If the opposing team is going on a run, that silences a crowd. Credit to Luka, credit to Kyrie. That was happening in Oakland at Oracle. And again, if you want the fans to get more involved, keep winning. They're going to keep showing up. I was looking at my timeline, and from what I saw, people that were at the game said it felt like a playoff atmosphere. That was just from what I was seeing on my timeline. Maybe Bonte could speak to that better than I can, and he'll be on here in about 20 minutes with Joe Shasky with the morning roast, but the atmosphere, by all reports, was electric last night. But when the opposing team's making a run, it's going to get quiet. It just is what it is. You might hear some boos in certain markets towards the players, and you know how crazy this season is? Remember when the Warriors were getting booed at home? You guys remember that? That feels like forever ago. But the Warriors were actually getting booed at home this year. It's pretty wild. I remember Steve Kerr and Steph were like, yeah, we deserve it. We're not good enough. Are they good enough now, though, on April 3rd, 2024, 5:42 a.m., the year of our Lord, to go on a run? Has one game shifted your mindset there? Because it's one thing to beat the Hornets, one thing to beat the Spurs, a bad offensive team and the Magic. And I know I'm cherry picking a little bit here, but those are the facts. That's what people do. You look at this 5-game winning streak and say, hey, the most impressive win was a win against Dallas, who is at the end of a road trip. How much stock can we put into that? 888-957-9570. How much stock are you putting into that win? Well, the fact that they won this game and the Rockets lost theirs was very important because now you can relax. Rockets are done. They're 3 games back, essentially 4 games back of you now, because if you're tied, tie goes to the Warriors. It's a wrap for them. Saran, shout out Guru. They play each other tomorrow. I'm very interested to see how that game shakes out. I have a feeling that might be blowout central. And that's bad news for the Houston Rockets because it's not going to be the Rockets blowing out the Warriors. I'll tell you that much. 888-957-9570. We'll wrap up this on the other side and wait till you hear why the LeBron James rumors could start heating up again in Golden State. I'll tell you why on the other side. The pregame show, Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game.
Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy is a serious heart condition. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. My HCM impacted how I felt and what I could do.
on 95.7 The Game.
Thanks, Tim. Tim Roy right there on the call last night for the Warriors call right here on 95.7 The Game. Warriors 104, Mavericks 100. Warriors improved to 41-34 on the year. They have won 5 straight. They snapped the Dallas Mavericks 7-game winning streak. And they create more breathing room between them and the Houston Rockets. Houston now essentially 4 games back. They're 3 games back currently in the standings, but the Warriors own the tiebreak over them. So if they were tied and they make up all those 3 games, wouldn't have mattered. Still, tie goes to the Golden State Warriors. Apparently, tie goes to the runner is a made-up thing, by the way. I learned that for the first time yesterday talking to Evan Giddings. We were producing Steiny and Goo. He's like, yeah, that doesn't even exist. It's like, what? Why do we keep saying it then? I don't know. It's not a thing. It's not even in the rule book for Major League Baseball. My whole life is a lie. So tie doesn't go to the runner. What a joke. Next thing you're going to tell me Santa doesn't exist. For the kids listening, if you are listening at 550, he does. All right? The spirit of Santa will always live on. By the way, it's April 3rd, and I have a neighbor, maybe neighbor strong because they're like down the block a little bit, but they're in the vicinity. I have a neighbor that still has Christmas lights up. Fair or foul? And they got the big thing that says joy out there. And this is Christmas lights. These aren't just like the string lights that are, yellow colored or like white or whatever. That could be like decorative for like all year round. No. This is Christmas colors all around the house. The word joy right there. And that's fine. Joy's usually, you put that out for, hope, joy, all that sort of stuff during Christmas. But we're leaving that year out. That's fine. Hey, I just walk my dog across there every night. I'm looking at it. It's like, this really Christmas lights, huh? I guess if it makes them happy, it's fine. If I was their neighbor, would that bother me? Like right across the street neighbor, I should say, because they're still a little bit down the block where I have to go look at the house. If I had that facing at me every single day, would it bother me? Maybe. Because you kind of have to turn the page a little bit. Like, what? No love for Easter? No love for, St. Patty's Day? Valentine's Day? I guess you don't really put out decorations for that. Anything like a heart or something. What's the next big holiday coming up? Mother's Day? And no, I'm not counting Cinco de Mayo. Which, if you celebrate, that's fine. Major holiday? We all got moms. It's Mother's Day, all right? And you don't have a mom, may have a mother figure in your life. It's next month. Never too soon. Start thinking about that. I always knew it was Mother's Day coming up when Willie Brown, old man Willie, former Raider, legend, Hall of Famer, would be announcing the Raiders' 2nd or 3rd round pick. And the guy was like in his 80s and stuff like that. He's like, hey, before I make the selection, just remember, Mother's Day's coming up. And that's when I knew. It was NFL draft season. I knew, the summer was starting is when Willie Brown used to go up and make those picks for the Raiders. Said, hey, go get your mother something. They love you. You should love them back, all that sort of stuff. R.I.P. Willie Brown. Great Raider. Great win last night for the Golden State Warriors. And on the Xfinity Mobile text line, you can get involved 888-957-9570. Also hit us up on YouTube. 408, you need to relax at that comment. I can't read it. And 510. I can read this one. No, bro. I'm sorry, Spadoni. I do like how people try to spell my name, by the way, if they've never seen it before, because there's different iterations I've never seen, and this one's good. It's like Spider, S-P-I-D, and then O-N-E. It's actually S-P-A-D-O-N-I. Not that I care or anything. I just like the different iterations and how people try to spell it. It's very interesting. 510. No, bro. I'm sorry, Spadoni. But it is quiet at times in that arena. Only top section seems to cheer that loud, and noise on TV is pumped in to make it sound like golfers clap. Again, I'm just going off what I saw from my friends and people I know that were at the game and said it was a playoff atmosphere. Again, you want them to be loud? Give them something to cheer about. And to be honest, this season has not been the greatest thing to cheer about for Golden State Warriors fans. Yes, they are 41-34. Like, I don't, listen. 888-957-9570. Do we really think there's a crowd noise problem at Golden State? Do we really, Chase, like, come on. They haven't been given the people stuff to cheer. They're 19-19 at home. They're a 500 team. This hasn't been a good home team. They might be the first team to make the playoffs with a losing home record. How crazy is that? And you have to fact check with me on that one. Maybe there's been someone in the past. But that's unbelievable. So yes, I could sympathize with people that go to the game and be like, I don't know. They haven't been very good at the home this year. Maybe they're going to blow it. And they've been at the edge of their seats. And also, this just hasn't been the, strength in numbers season. Yeah, they're showing it late, but the excitement factor for this squad, if Stephen Curry's not on, and it's great to see Draymond in that block. The place was lit up with that. It's great to see Andrew Wiggins with a clutch bucket to ice the game. It's great to see all those things. The number one showman on that team is still Stephen Curry. People come to see him. Yes, a majority are Warriors fans, but there's a lot of Stephen Curry fans. They will get up when Stephen Curry goes off. You see this with certain fan bases, the same way with the Lakers and LeBron James. If LeBron is doing his things, Crypto.com Arena will be a lot louder than if D'Angelo Russell was doing stuff. It just is what it is. Steph didn't have his greatest game shooting last night. Now, I'm not saying that's the entire factor. You can say those are bandwagon fans, and this is the corporate crowd, and this is what I'm talking about, and this is why Oracle has never be like that. Well, they're not going back to Oracle. They're gone. All right? Oakland sports, major sports, are done. The A's are probably going to be going to Sacramento here soon. So, I'm sorry. That sucks. I know we have the fond memories of the team being in Oakland, and they're in San Francisco now, and that hurts a lot of the Oaklanders because a lot of that winning was done, a lot of that tradition was done in Oakland, although the team originated in San Francisco, then moved across the bay, and they moved back. So if we want to be fair, let's be a little bit fair there too. And I got a lot of love for the Oakland community, fan base, and the Warriors are the only team in the Bay when it comes to basketball. It's not divided. It's not Raiders, Niners. It wasn't A's, Giants. I mean, them and the Sharks, obviously. Sharks, by the way, yikes. I need to get to a game out there before the season ends, though. I need to take Benny. I promised. I think their season ends like next Saturday, a couple Saturdays, whatever it is. I'll go out to the game there. The tank. But for the Warriors, I thought we were past this conversation. The only reason I brought it up again is because my guy Charlie out in Rhode Island called in about it. And we're seeing it here on the Xfinity Mobile text line. The notion that Chase Center is sterile. The team's been sterile at home. They've been 500. Give them something to cheer about. Steph, shoot more three-pointers. Make more of them. Don't score how many he scored last night. 13 points. I come to see Stephen Curry ball out. That's the mindset of a lot of fans, Steph fans, and the casuals. And yes, the casuals have money to spend. They wanted to go see Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Stephen Curry. And you know what? I don't blame the people selling their tickets because they can make bank. Absolute bank on that. Speaking of Andrew Wiggins and that shot he hit, he was asked if his rhythm feels better than earlier in the season.
I feel a lot better than before, for sure. I feel like I'm in a pretty good rhythm offensively and, defensively. I feel like our team's playing great basketball.
I do find it interesting and I'm not blaming Andrew Wiggins for this. This is more of a, PR type of thing. We hear Wiggins only after the good performances, and I get it. It's easier to have questions for him after having a good performance, stuff like that. He's the right mental state, all that sort of stuff. I'd also like to be a little transparent after a bad performance too, when we can talk to these guys, because I see Stephen Curry, I see Draymond Green, I see Klay Thompson a lot this season. A lot of these guys talking to the media, good or bad, constantly. And Andrew Wiggins is one of the higher paid players. I would like to hear more from Andrew. I would. And you can say he doesn't have a lot to say. Spadoni is very calm to himself. That's why I find him so interesting. Because I feel like I don't hear his voice at all, ever. But good one last night for the Warriors. 5 in a row. They're a play-in team. Lock it in. That's over. Time to aim higher now. Can they get to that 9th spot? Can they get to that 8th spot, 7th spot? Get to that first round series? We'll have to wait and see. Morning Roast up next. 95.7 The Game.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube.